All right, guys, welcome back to the Unconventional Mindset. I think everything looks good. My name's Odu. It is Tuesday, September 24th. Welcome. What do we do here? Every Monday through Friday, we get together on YouTube and we live stream our process as we try to figure out how to build ourselves a company which is going to generate us $1 million in revenue every single year. Last year, we made 100K. I would love to get to 250K this year. And with all that being said, one thing that I was really excited about last week, which finally happened today, was I was going to meet with a colleague of mine who works at the university to see if I can get some insights into what types of services people at the university, like either the university themselves or just groups within the university, like the different faculties and all that kind of stuff in the different departments, just to see what kind of services that they're looking to get, at least within the creative space. Because for me and the work that I do, I can do web design, I can do web development, audio video production, like branding, marketing, creative, like just graphic design. Those are the main things that I have like a lot of experience in. But it's like trying to narrow down kind of the scope of work. Anyways, so I thought it would be really great. I really wanted to, sit down with him and say, just find out what's the lay of the land. And basically the way that I approached the conversation was like, what do you see that people are asking for? And Rolando, how's it going? Welcome. And basically, like, no hesitation, was saying that video production is like the most important thing. And they're saying they're like just crazy backed up with the amount of work that they have. And a lot of people can't find work. Now, there's some nuance to this because of how universities specifically work. And some universities have their own internal videographers, like they have their own creative services, like the whole department as well, which different faculties can use to purchase their services at a very, very cheap rate. But there's still, there's still like there's backlogs behind that, and there's still different people that would probably want services outside of hiring creative services. Anyways, we won't get into the weeds just quite yet. So Rolando, let's see what you're saying here. The answer is simple. Yes, a video production company is much more profitable than a creative agency. The problem is always the same: getting clients. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's the universal problem of any business, is how do you get people to exchange your money for your services? So it's really got me thinking about, does it make sense to start Kelvin off as, try not to be everything to everyone, and try to be more focused on like a very specific niche of services. And then I guess the idea would be starting a video production company with even then a specific focus on doing video production for science and research, which is really cool. Because if I just think about it, I mean, I just did 4 videos for a client. Before, I think last year or a year and a half ago, I did like 13 videos for a client. And then I did some stuff for Nova Scotia Health as well too. A bunch of videos there. I did some work for, this wasn't a science work, but this was for, I think it was for Dalhousie Housing. So I've done lots of videos, and there is definitely work on there. And I've never even advertised that I even do video. People just know that I do it. So it's interesting. So, and he gave me some good advice as well too, in terms of, don't go reach out directly to like market heads or department heads or faculty heads. Go to each faculty and go to the communications person there and just like introduce yourself and say, hey, this is kind of what I do. Are you guys looking for video services? This is how I offer. Get your foot in the door and just, introduce yourselves to the right people that make the decisions on who is actually going to be producing the content. So him, as an example, he's looking at doing a monthly or a bi-monthly, like every 2 months, video series on something about in the Dalhousie, and they're going to need to hire videographers for that. So there can be recurring revenue through that as well. And if you think about, if somebody wants to put you on a recurring thing where, hey, we need social media content, we constantly need to let people know of updates of the research or whatever the case may be, there can definitely be some recurring revenue there, which is yeah, sorry, I was just trying to read the comment. What was I saying? Well, I was reading a comment, Rolando. I can't even remember. I totally lost my train of thought. Let me bring up the comment here. I was watching your first videos a while ago. They are excellent. I think you should focus on content creators and social videos at first. Well, thank you so much anyways for the compliment. Which videos are you talking about? Are you talking about like videos on like my actual channel that are not like live stream videos? And they're just videos that I was making just, goofing around. And are you saying I should focus on providing video services for content creators? Yeah, anyways, you just maybe unpack that comment a little bit more there. But it's very interesting. So I figured what might be really good, the weight loss videos from 7 years ago. Yeah, those were kind of fun to make, which I need to do again because I need to lose weight again. Anyway, that's another topic. But I appreciate that. And it's funny too, because I was thinking the other day, that I'm just working on these videos and I was doing a bunch of, I was going out to the field, I was shooting and then editing the videos and doing a little bit of coloring and some sound design. So, and it's kind of fun. Well, not kind of fun. It is fun. I like doing it. And it's not as much sitting at a desk all day as it is for like building websites. So there could be something to that. Well, one thing I'll mention too, because we're going to go here on paper and we're just going to start maybe taking some notes and kind of roughing out some ideas here. Again, I don't know if I get too carried away because this is just kind of talking to one person here. But before I get to that, I want to say, while I was having lunch and I was kind of talking about a lot of different things and I was kind of outlining a very quick vision of what I was thinking of Kelvin would be, where it would be this agency where we help scientists and researchers be able to communicate the value of their research. And so I was just explaining it and I could tell he was just like, yeah, he was just kind of ho-hum about it, which I get. Maybe, this is from his experience, maybe he thinks that might not be lucrative or not, which is a strong possibility. So there was kind of like me, very lukewarm on that. So that was interesting. So that's something to consider. But I do remember one thing that I told him about, and this is an idea that I had. I don't know if I even talked to it on the stream. I probably did. But I talked to him about the idea of, this is kind of on the vein of video production, of having a studio where people can come in and we will help them essentially film and create their own educational courses. So if you're a person that wants to sell a course for $500 and you whatever the case may be, and you want to create videos, you come to our studio, we'll film the whole thing, multiple angles, make it look super, super high production, high quality work. And we'll help you even create the materials if you want to create PDFs or whatever packages go with your course. We'll be that one-stop shop in a sense, basically doing the video and doing the content and giving it for you so that you can go ahead and sell your online course for $500 or whatever. So I thought of that idea way back in the day. I thought I don't know how popular that idea would be. And I told that to him and he immediately saw the potential on it. And he told me that at Dalhousie University, there's a whole department that's all about, I can't remember what it's called, but it sells courses to either people within the university, but also to people external, like other companies. They sell courses to come, like how to use Word, like how to use Excel, like even really basic kind of courses, communication courses, marketing courses, just information that you would want to know maybe as somebody who worked at the university or other companies. Anyway, so they have a suite of courses, and what he was saying was that number one, there could be some avenues for helping people produce that content. But also number two, that even for him, maybe it hit harder because he was wanting to do things personally. But he wants to create a course, and he was like, wow, if I could have somebody that could help me put the materials together, or maybe not even the materials, but even just film the videos and create this really make me look professional kind of thing. He's like, that would be super, super valuable. And he's like, I would jump on that because I've always wanted to create a course, and I sell them at $500 a pop at the university. And even the university themselves, they'll promote and market that course for you. So whenever they go and sell a course to like another company, they'll sell like 100 courses at 100, credits or whatever the case may be. And he's like, even people that don't even take the course, it doesn't matter because the big company will buy all of these courses and all of these classes. And, you just get like a percent. Like, I don't know if they do a 50-50 split. I think it depends on the deal you work out with them. But anyways, so there's a lot of money that flows through that because there's a lot of these big corporations that are buying these courses. So it's a little bit different than thinking about, hey, I'm just going to make a course and I'm going to sell it on Skillshare for $10 or whatever the case may be, right? This is almost a whole nother niche that I never even knew about selling educational content to corporations and other businesses through partnerships at universities. Anyways, so now do I understand my stubbornness about creating courses? Is it because, I could see it's a lot of work. And is your stubbornness about not having the the time and resources to be able to create everything that goes with it? I think that's what you're saying. Yeah, creating the course, the papers, the presentations, helping design the exams and all that. It leaves a lot of money. It takes a lot of money and a lot of time. Yeah. But it also could be very lucrative, I guess, too. But again, like you're saying at the beginning, it's getting people to actually buy the course. But if you're backed by a university that you can put their seal on it, that's a huge boost right there. And especially if you can get the university to market your courses. But that's cool. Like, I think of that business as well. If it's like, hey, we build courses or we film courses, whatever, you could take a look at what the YouTube channel and what the content would be to help promote that. Is you would have all these little videos that are very specific and niche about like how to create this PDF for your online course, how to do exams, how to film yourself, there could be lots of things that are just little things to teach people how to do it themselves. And then of course that'll get that recognition over time. So anyways, so that was something to think about. Lots of things to think about. But yeah, creating courses is definitely time consuming. And I don't know, have courses reached their peak, or are they now more popular than ever? And I feel like with the way that, I feel like university education is like less and less people are going to university to learn things. And then more and more people are going towards like YouTube or whatever to learn how to do stuff. Because why spend $50,000 on an education for 4 years when you could go on YouTube, or you could buy courses for a few $100 and learn the same thing in the fraction of the time. So, it's very interesting. So I don't think building courses or creating courses is dead. I feel like some of them are a little bit scammy in terms of, hey, I'm going to teach you how to make $1 million on YouTube kind of course. I feel like those ones are a little bit iffy. Or how to get your YouTube to 100,000 subs. I don't know about those ones, but yeah, there's teaching people stuff is, it's always good, right? Because I always say, it's like, get skills. How do you get skills? Well, you got to learn. And who do you learn? Learn from someone who's done it before. It's a lot of investment, a lot. Yeah, I have a friend who sold Facebook ad courses, and he made a lot of money, but he had to invest a lot of money in ads. Well, that's interesting too. So yeah, if you're going the route with having to use ads in order to get people to see your product, I could see that take a lot of time and work. But I think too, if you're using the ad method in order to gain traffic to your website, no problems with that. But I think you need to, number one, keep working on your ads to make them better and better and better, which is one thing that I started to just try to even learn how to make ads work. But then you also, at the end of the day, have to have a really good product too, so that once the product gets out there that is really, really good, I think the ad spend would get less and less if people, start having good word of mouth too for your product. If it has reached its peak, platforms like Coursera, Prezi, and LinkedIn courses would not exist. So I never even heard of that. Coursera? Prezi I've heard of, but the other one I haven't heard of. That's interesting. Yeah, there's so many, and like Teachable is going out there, and there's communities around people learning different things. Like When I say a lot of money, I mean a lot of money, more than 3K US per month. That's what he was spending, or that's at the end of the day what he pocketed after all of his expenses. Either way, yeah, that's a lot of money. Yeah, that's good. That's good money. So, yeah. It really does get me thinking. Yeah. About, yeah. You know, if I should be creating things. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, no, oh man. No, I still think Pixel Pieces is still worth creating content around Pixel Pieces, around web design, teaching people web design, and going into Pixel Pieces. So then I could kind of approach it for two angles. So yeah, I hate, again, I hate thinking of jumping on something else because it's new and shiny. So I need to be careful. But yeah. Spending 3K. Okay. Yeah. So he's spending like 3K per month in ads, but then he's making 100K. I mean, that's a very good ratio. That's a really solid ratio, like a 3-to-1 ratio, basically, in terms of ad spend to revenue. That's amazing. Do that for a couple months and you're retired in certain parts of the world. Okay. So, what I want to do, how do we, oops, that's the URL of our live stream. I think I hit the paste button. So I want to talk about, all right, so this is, and we'll say, servicing, I don't know, just say science focused. So I think I need to remember the why, like why I was thinking about pivoting to Kelvin. So I need to keep this in mind. So again, initially is, so I need to make money now, aka put food on the table, while I wait for organic traffic growth to pick up for Pixel and selling our WEBFLOW components, right? So that's the whole reason why. So I can't just spend all day making videos right now and making videos promoting Pixel Pieces and WEBFLOW and web design and all that kind of stuff, because at the end of the day, I'll run out of money. So the idea of saying, okay, well, what can I do to bring more money into the business right now to help fuel the stuff that I want to do long term? Because I'd love to sell products long term, because at the end of the day, trading time for money is just, it's good, but it's not something that I want to do for forever. I'm getting old, getting older to go out there and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. So the idea was to focus my efforts on saying, I'm going to do business with science companies. So then it was like, okay, well, we'll create Kelvin as a studio, which we do web design, we do AV production, event production, whatever, all for science-based individuals. But if I'm going to be moving over based on, lunch with my colleague here saying that video is in such high demand, like does this still fit? Does this still make sense given what it is that I want to do and what I'm trying to do, which is put money on the table. Kevin, how's it going? Welcome. Good to see you. Hope all is well today. So yeah, Kevin, just to recap, is basically I just had lunch there with my colleague today, and just straight away, basically the whole time he was just saying like how video is in such high demand within at least within Dalhousie University and different faculties and all that jazz. So that was very, very, very telling. And then it's saying, or what I'm thinking is, instead of saying Kelvin is this whole thing that does just science communication and offers all these services, just talk about, or just focus on, hey, we just build videos and we just do videos. So people go to our page and just see like a nice reel, and like, that's what we do. Right. Yeah, academia focused. Yeah, no, thanks, Rolando. Yeah, it's just me to kind of just put this in my head as like, just saying like, hey, well, we're just kind of focused on this, if this is what we decide is the right path. So is this doing, yeah, I guess, man, I guess this makes sense. So, all right. Well, does this mean that there isn't a demand for websites also? So coming from him, there didn't seem to be. So number one, there's within the whole university ecosystem, like every university has like their main website, and that website itself is built on like one system, right? So they're using some weird Adobe whatever system, I can't even remember what it's called, to manage all the websites. So you think of there's the university, and then there's the faculties like mathematics, science, medicine, whatever, optometry. And then within there you have different departments. So like science will have like biology, chemistry, physics, whatever, right? So, and then within that, then you have the different research groups within that department, because that's when you have the professors, and then those professors have their groups. So at all of those levels, well, like departments, faculty, and then the like the corporate, those are all run under like one system, and there's generally no way to build a website within there. So when a researcher needs their own website, it's generally in the case of they're doing something outside of the main university because of whether they want to have more control over the website, or there's just issue, because it's basically a mess. Like managing university websites, it's a god awful mess. They're the most inefficient things. It's a nightmare. So yeah, it's either professors wanting to do their own thing, or they have money through this other organization in a sense that they've created in order to get funding, and then that organization will have its own website as well. So those are kind of the only things. So basically, so what I was hearing at lunch today was there's all kinds of people that continually need videos, but when there's a group that needs a website, it's like they need one website and that's it. But they could need multiple videos like over and over again, basically. So maybe more opportunity for videos, I think. But in your own mind, you are going to expand the market because science is only for an excessively specific niche. Instead, academia is broader. You can produce courses on barbering nails. Yeah, so I think I like what you're saying there, expanding the market too, because I think at first I want to be very, very specific in the niche that I'm going to be targeting, and then move on to be broader. Because I think that's really going to help me with my marketing. Because if I go to say every single institution in Canada and look at every single department and look at every single faculty and look at the communications and marketing person there and say like, hey, I do video. Do you need help with it? Blah, blah, blah. Maybe I can't even do it everywhere in Canada because if it's video production, then I kind of need to be on location. But I guess you could fly out too if somebody wants to fly me out. Anyways, so and if I want the content on the website to be very, very tailored to those guys. So at the start, I think just like, what is it that Pat Flynn says? The riches are in the niches or the niches, whatever, however you pronounce that. And I think that makes sense here is to go niche right now and then understand that once we get big, we have a good nest egg of money or whatever, and we've kind of tapped into that niche and we've kind of cornered the market. I'd love to corner the market where every time Dalhousie or any other university needs a video, they call us. That would be amazing. So yeah, and then like you're saying, social networks, web design, web development. Yeah, exactly. So those are the things that we would grow and expand as we would gain more capabilities. And yeah, so there's a lot to think about. I guess what I'm worried about, I want to make sure that I'm not spreading myself too thin here. So yeah, point number 1 is I need to put food on the table. Right. So let's just play this out here, how this would work. So let's I don't know. let's play this out. So how would this look like? I mean, I guess it would be pretty quick. So number 1 would be like just build a website on new Video Co. We'll still call it Kelvin. And so I'll build a website, and then I need to build a 2-minute video reel showcasing work. Right. And I guess that's how it would look like, right? And then you reach out to people via LinkedIn. Well, just not etc., but LinkedIn to just introduce yourself and to let them know what services like we provide, and think about, and this this is targeting comms and marketing folks. And go for a walk in the beautiful forests of Canada, clear your mind, and go into introspection before you start chasing the new shiny object. Yeah, so that it's definitely worth thinking about here. And I guess the question here, is this the best use of my time trying to get video clients, or do I keep forth the effort of trying to get web design clients? But again, too, it'd be nice to be able to focus those, like who those web design clients are, right? Yeah, I feel like either way, I need a cleaner website that is very specific to a specific type of niche. Yeah. I mean, I guess I'll ask you guys a question, like I'd like to ask you guys a very kind of a question for honest feedback. So Kevin, from where I sit in New Jersey, these don't seem like mutually exclusive things, especially because web dev is passive versus video is in person. So they don't seem mutually exclusive, as in like I shouldn't pick one versus the other. I think that's what you're trying to say, right? I mean, it's still, I mean, you still have to do the work, but yeah, it's, yeah. Yeah, you're right. I guess in the sense that it doesn't have to be, you know, one or the other. The best way to spend your time right now is to do whatever gives you peace of mind and puts food on the table, at least for the rest of the year. Yeah. I mean, I think I have enough money to make it to the rest of the year, but I definitely would have to do that, or otherwise I'd definitely have to get a job. But yeah, I definitely need peace of mind. Oh, for sure. I mean, that definitely makes sense too, because yeah, like peace of mind is super important, and what's going to be the best way forward for that? Okay, so, and let me just say what it would look like right now, or what it would look like right now. And basically what this is basically trying to grow pixel pieces. So continue creating educational videos on web design. And really try to focus on producing like lots of content, right? And then I guess the question is how to get clients from there. That's for like web design. And then there's also a question of how long to start earning income from pixel pieces. So I guess this is where it's really getting fuzzy for me, because it's, again, now it feels like I'm splitting myself. I guess this is where it's always getting really challenging for me. Dang it. May I ask, what do you have against the 9-to-5 job? I don't have anything against the 9-to-5 job, in that if people want to do it and people are happy in doing it, more power to you. I have no problems with that. But for me personally, yeah, I mean, I could tell you a few things that I have that I really don't like about it. Number one, I don't like the fact that somebody else dictates what I can do when I can do it. So generally when you have a 9-to-5 job, you know, you have to get into the office at a specific time. You have to ask for permission if you need to take time off to go to the dentist, or if your kid needs to do something. Most times people, even in the office, the jobs that I've had, they're always really nice. Of course, they're going to let you do those things that you need to do. But just the fact, as a grown adult, you kind of have to ask for permission. I don't like that. So that's always a problem that I have with it. The second problem I have with it is that, I mean, I guess it depends on the type of job, but I always feel, for me, I just would rather I would feel a greater sense of purpose if I knew I was working towards building something that could potentially be much more rewarding than just making money for another person and building that person's dream. I would rather work on my dream than someone else's dream, I guess, if that makes sense. So again, it's not that I feel that people take advantage of me, or that other people's dreams aren't worthwhile or worth pursuing. I think they certainly can be, but just working on my own thing it just really provides me with that sense of fulfillment and happiness. And then there's the thing too of just really being responsible, or being not responsible, being what's the word I'm looking for? You're basically entrusting in somebody else to provide the sustenance that you need in order to survive and to take care of your family. So if you dedicate your life to a company and you really, really believe in their mission and you want to work, you love the work you're doing, they can just, like a snap of the finger, just fire you, lay you off or whatever. And then you're just done. And you have to go out there and find another job. And it is stressful. So there's 2 times in my life that I was let go from a job, and it was at basically the worst possible time. And it is so stressful to not know how you're going to pay rent, how you're going to buy food, and you got a family. And I hate that feeling. And when you work for another job, you're just beholden to that. And I always have it in the back of my mind that I'm not safe here. I'm not safe here. Yeah. So that's another part of it. And then at the end of the day too is, for me, the potential to make the money that I would want to make in my life, it's not there. Cause unless you get to the top CEO person, it's so cutthroat there, you're not making, a lot of money, from what I would want to, to be able to actually live a really good life. To be able to travel, to buy multiple properties and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. So those are the big things. And I just, it's, if you want to simplify it too, it's I don't like the rat race, the constant just going to work, 2 weeks vacation a year. And it's just not for me. I want to live life on my own terms and on my own time. I don't know. That's just me. Sorry for ranting and rambling on there, but I'm just trying to answer your question as best as I can. So I think you just need to set up 2 websites, one for each service. Let the leads come in, and you should be too busy then. Then you have the luxury to turn down business. Yeah. If I get really busy. Yeah. Yeah, that could be a thing. Just set up the websites and then see what happens. And just do a little bit of marketing as I can, just to let people know what I do. And then keep working away. If you already know the feeling of desperation, why are you struggling so much to do what you have to do to put food on the table? I think that's not my struggle. My struggle is not knowing what's the best path to doing what I have to do to put food on the table. That's the problem, right? Do you see the distinction there? That's what it is. If I knew right away, if I could just do this and then the contracts are going to come in for whatever the case, I would just do it in a heartbeat. But I don't know what it's going to be. I guess that's where my thing is. And maybe I just need to just suck it up and just point to one and just put everything into it. I don't know. Does that make sense? Do you know what I mean? If you were like, hey, Odum, you know what? Spend 2 weeks, get a video production company and do this blah, blah, blah marketing. And then I guarantee you will get $10,000 a month worth of contracts for the next 6 months. And then that'll be a good base for you to keep going. Then I'd be like, okay, great. Now I know what to do. And that's the difference between when you have the 9-to-5 job, you have that security and knowing that you just go to work, no matter how good of quality work you do, you get your paycheck. But I guess the thing that I worry about is, do I spend 3 months doing something and it ends up, I get nothing out of it? You know what I mean? In terms of money. So that's what it is. So, yeah. So what do I need to do to put food on the table? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I hope that makes sense. And what you're probably going to say, well, I don't know what you're probably going to say, but what you might be thinking, and you probably would be right about this, is that I overthink things way too much because, I don't know. Number one, this is all different. Talking in front of a camera and stuff, it's a little bit strange, and maybe sometimes I tend to ramble, but, and then maybe that just makes me think too much about things, but, So no, I don't see this distinction, because in my case, when I was desperate for food, I did everything, including cleaning windows at a traffic light and selling peanuts at the football stadium. Yeah, so I mean, I used to be at that point as well too, way back in the day. But I guess I'm not there yet. So, like I see what you're saying, but the way it is now for me is that obviously I have a little bit of money in the bank, so I don't have that desperation where if I don't have a client tomorrow, I'm done. So the desperation, I guess, for me would be like, if I don't figure out a way how to consistently make a really good income through this company, then at some point in the future, like next year or what have you, I'm probably going to have to go out and get a 9-to-5 job. So, it's a different type of desperation. Like, I don't need to go clean windows right now to make $5, because that's not the financial situation. So I hear what you're saying, but I don't know. I guess that's just maybe we think a little bit just slightly different in that context. But I think I hear you in that maybe I should think of it like that. But again, too, like if I'll ask you a question, like, okay, Rolando, you need to put food on the table, and here's your skill set of you're really good at making videos or you're really good at making websites. Go get money, like without getting a 9-to-5 job. Like, what business are you going to create? And then you'd be like, okay, well, which business can I make more money? How do I go marketing this? What's going to work? What's not going to work? And I think what I need to do, and I think what Kevin, you're saying here, paralysis by analysis. I'm just thinking too much about this, and just go and do it and just try shit. And it really reminds me of, there was one, sorry, this is going to sound like it's a little bit of an aside. Hang on. Let's make a single landing page for the video service and you're off to the races. Yeah, I think I like that. Yeah. And then it just has a reel. Yeah, that makes sense. So, well, I'm just going to put this here, MVP, single page landing page, and do that, and then start reaching out to people. And then that's it. And then I continue on doing the web design stuff, which is, the forte. Okay. So here's a little bit of an aside, story, but it fits in. So I was at some workshop when I used to work at the University of Waterloo, and it was kind of like a team building workshop. And one of the things that we had to do was we had 10 minutes in a group. I don't know if I even told this story before. Anyways, we had 10 minutes and we broke our whole team into groups of, 3 or 4. And we just got a whole bunch of spaghetti, like uncooked spaghetti, and maybe elastics or something like that. And then the whole team building activity was, okay, everyone has your pile of spaghetti and your rubber bands. Whichever team builds the highest structure just wins. And it was go. And the moral of the story is basically, if you have a group of engineers, they'll spend the first 9.5 minutes just thinking and planning about how they're going to go ahead and what's the best way to build the structure, blah, 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 blah. And, just a lot of people just thinking and deciding and how to go ahead and build this thing. And it ends up being that everyone wastes all their time thinking and they're not actually doing anything. By the time the 10 minutes are up, it's like garbage. But what the guy said was that when you give the same thing to kids, it's a completely different thing, because what they do is they just immediately just try to build stuff. So they just go ahead and they just build, and they build it, it falls, they build, it falls. And then they don't just sit there and talk about it. They actually just do it. And together they just kind of come up with the solution just by playing and working. So I think the purpose or the moral of that exercise, and what I think makes a lot of sense here for me to think about, is that don't just spend all my time just thinking about what's the best way to build this whole thing, and just build something and then put it out there and then see what happens, to see if it sticks. So I think, Kevin, I like what you're saying. Stop analyzing things so much. Just get a landing page out there. Start emailing people in my network and at universities, and just let them know that those services are available, and then see what happens. What's the worst that can happen? And I think that goes a little bit to what you're saying, Rolando, as well too. If I can say like, just shut up and do the thing that you need to do to make money on the table. And like the best thing that I could do that'll help me do what I need to do is let as many people as possible know what it is that I do. So I can try to get work, right? So create the landing page live using pixels or pixel pieces, and promote the video with the title Webflow landing page in X minutes. That's actually a really good idea. Okay, I think we got a plan. Okay, so let me know what you guys think about this if this works. Plan. Well, I don't know if we should bullet point this or maybe, all right. So create landing page. And we could even say using pixel pieces. Landing page in Webflow using pixel pieces. And then, well, is that the plan? Is that the whole plan? No. Excuse me. So basically it doubles as content, right? So I could just say doubles as like pixel content. And it just creates Kelvin. Right? I guess that's the plan. Is that the plan? Am I missing anything? I feel like, what was I thinking? Like bullet points. Am I missing anything? What am I missing? I mean, we could talk about like all the marketing and stuff that needs to be done with it, but I definitely need to create a 2-minute, I need a demo reel, right? I mean, you need a demo reel. So it'll just be that landing page with the demo reel and maybe all the other clients and all the other work that I've done, whatever. We'll have to figure out how to put that together. I mean, if I break this down, I need to design it first. Well, maybe wireframe and then design, whatever. And now stop. What do I need to stop? This is not a good plan. Well, I mean, I need to design it. You got to like wireframe it up and just plan it, right? Or are you saying the first thing you need to do is put a pixel on the map. Literally, it doesn't appear on Google Maps. Do you mean the actual company? Is that what you're talking about? The problem with that, if it doesn't appear on a map, is because that address is also my home address. So, but it's my home address. So I don't really want to put my home address out there to the world. So, I'm a little hesitant about that. Do you know what I mean? So that's probably why, because I think I set up my profile, the business profile on Google, but the address is close-ish by, but it's not right there because it's like a residential area, right? So, yeah. Oh, sorry. Sorry. This is my bad. I was typing some stuff in and you guys can't see it. Sorry. I was just writing this thing of this plan. Uh, um, you can put that you do not accept clients on the site or put a postal code. Yeah, I thought that's what I had done, but okay, well okay, I'm just going to put this in quotes here. Put that you do not accept clients on the site or on site. And then like add postal code. I thought I did, but maybe let me bring something up here. Oh, sorry, Google Maps. So yeah, it does have my address on Google Maps. That's interesting. When I look it up, it doesn't for you? So maybe I should, I don't know if I either change that or whatever. But here's Pixel. There's me. Yeah. So like the address is there. So yeah. I don't know. I guess I'd have to manage this business profile. Anyways, those are little details. I'll figure that out. Kind of like not on screen, just in case, personal information, all that fun stuff. Okay, so yeah, sorry, I wasn't sharing my screen there, but yeah, I just jotting down kind of what this quick plan could look like, and this shouldn't take long to do, right? So yeah, just really thinking about MVP stuff here, right? I wrote that down here. Super important. Let's get an MVP out there. Again, this is the reason why we're thinking about this is because it was made clear to me, again, by only one person, so maybe I need to do more market research as well too, but this is what, I was told from the guy that's really heavily involved in communications at the university, that this is the type of service that people are wanting and that are really, that is really backlog. Because I know the creative services is backlog. I think it's like 3-4 weeks for videographers. So that's a really big backlog. These are not details. They are essential things. You have to take advantage of all the evergreen media you can to position yourself. Yeah, I hear you. I guess maybe what I'm saying is the details is like, I just don't want to do those details, like on this live stream, because there's like my personal details or personal information. I don't know. I just want to be careful on what I show, online, I guess is kind of what I'm saying here. But yeah, you're really helping me push to understand the importance of how to put stuff on Google and how to get my stuff indexed and searched. Yeah, because I know that's important, but I don't know. It's interesting to think about SEO and, yeah, and like how long it takes for, like, even if you have good SEO, like you still can't, like, I know that we were working on putting the schemas and stuff like that, but is the idea of having all that stuff in place 100% just all of a sudden going to skyrocket the amount of organic traffic? I feel like there's like it's one piece of the puzzle. You know what I mean? That there's other things that you need to do in order to really help yourself get better through organic search. But I agree. Yeah, there's all the little things that need to take advantage of and do what's free and what's just take advantage of it. So let's talk logo and color palette. Yeah, we will, but not today, unfortunately, because my daughter's going to circus very soon. Um, without the animals, more of the rings. So it's like jumping ahead with the design, logos, and color palettes. Yeah, we'll have to think of our scientific academia color palettes or things like that. I think even like it would be super simple. Like I'm just gonna do it like a word mark, just like I did with Pixel. Like I'll spend like 5 minutes putting something together and be like, hey, here's Kelvin, and like that's it. Like spend the least amount of time doing this MVP stuff. Yeah, it's just one piece. TikTok is the fastest way to position yourself organically. Interesting. I never heard that TikTok is the fastest. Yeah, that's interesting. That's a social platform that I don't get. I'm too old, too old to understand TikTok and what's going on there. Okay, but yeah. All right. Okay. What I'm gonna do? Well, I mean, I think we know what to do, but Rolando, I'm gonna take your advice. I'm gonna take some time here just tonight to just think some things over in my mind, just to make sure that I can kind of clarify the goal and really make sure that what I'm going to be focusing on is going to be the path or the best path that I can have to put food on the table for right now. But also thinking of the long-term growth of where I want to take the business. And again, I want to get to that point, bringing in 30, 40, 50, like 100 new customers to Pixel Pieces, like every single month, right? That would be like 100 people sign up would be 25K US, 25,000 US a month. If we're getting 100 new people, like that's really great. And then we could keep building on those products. So I think I need to keep my eye on that prize and on that high vision of building a really good community around teaching people and giving them the foundation for being able to build their own websites and learning how to use WEBFLOW, right? Or even again expanding beyond that, just web in general. So I got to keep that eye on that prize and then use Kelvin or whatever as doing video production, trying that out, seeing if that's going to be the work that I need to do to put at least food on the table right now. And then, and then build from there. If that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. Whoops. But get out of the four walls. You need to broaden your vision and calm your spirit. I need to do some meditation and go by the lake and then just take in the sounds of nature and relax, calm my spirit, broaden my vision. I mean, I'm open to everything, I hope, anyways. But broaden, yeah. Now I'm trying to think of what you mean now by broadening your vision. But anyways, I'm definitely going to try to, I mean, I don't know. At the end of the day, it's not like I don't feel I don't feel stressed or anything about it. It's just really just trying to figure out. It's just maybe more confused. I don't even know what the right terminology is. Because I definitely don't feel stressed. It's just I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I guess one of this thing of this live stream is just really good. It's literally me talking and thinking out loud. So at least today, anyways, it's definitely not structured at all today because it's just kind of like, here's some new information. What do I do with this? I don't know what to do with it. So it definitely helps to have you guys here to help just bounce off those ideas and to kind of maybe steer me in some directions I never really thought of. So it is super helpful with these just talking kind of videos and just thinking and planning things. No meditation, jump to hit people in hockey. Yeah, so yeah, we could just go play some ice hockey and smash a couple of people into the boards. Yeah, that's one way to deal with the issues. Maybe that's the Canadian way. We'll go play some hockey and we'll go shoot some pucks, and and hit some people and slash a couple of people with our sticks. So that's always good times. I do try to play 4 or 5 times a week, so that's fun. I will be playing tomorrow for sure. I didn't get a chance to today because I had to go on this lunch. But anyways, all right. Well, I really appreciate the feedback, guys. It's honestly, it's really helpful. It's just great to have some people to bounce some ideas and some thoughts off of. So thank you so much, and thank you for bearing with me on this really just raw kind of thought process today, and me just kind of spitting stuff out there and seeing what sticks and what obviously what doesn't. All right. Thank you guys, Rolando, Kevin. Always great to see you guys here. And I'm off to circus, or at least my daughter's off to circus. So with that, have yourself a great day. And tomorrow we'll be back. Well, tomorrow we'll see, after thinking about it, we'll kind of have this direction, and we'll be back with a new stream and hopefully some good content moving forward to help us move forward in the direction that we want to go to. All right, guys, have a good one. We'll see you tomorrow.